Welcome to the Long Funk Podcast Midweek Edition. Yes, it's a Wednesday, which is very rare for me to actually put a podcast out on a Wednesday. Sometimes I put them out on Mondays if I get round to it. But I've been recovering from a cold, which unfortunately I've had for about 2 weeks now. Shout out to Robert Thomas. Not sure if Robert Thomas is a listener, but he edited Model Rail Radio for me this week, so I didn't have to do it with my cold head. So, I narrated, perhaps in the last podcast, if I remember correctly, something associated with my book. Maybe it was a few podcasts ago. Who can keep track these days? In any case, I was able to get my CreateSpace account back through Amazon. I had to change my Amazon password, but that seemed to be the least of all things. And I removed the book from publication, which means that if you try to find Field of Chaos currently, you won't be able to find it for publishing. You might be able to find a second-hand version somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to republish it ever. Maybe. Who knows? But I was able to get out the Just Plain Chaos book in an EPUB format, which isn't a great format, but it's the format that I had to put it out in order to be considered for the Nevada Public Library's Author of the Year, or Short Story of the Year, or Book of the Year, or whatever the story is. Anyway, whatever the classification is. So I was able to, after spending some time chatting to Amazon customer service, actually resolve everything that I talked about. If only I could get access to the Monty's Reviews YouTube page, but small blessings. So I put in about a week's worth of work to get the book ready for submission, made sure all the loose ends were wrapped up in some random way. I don't know how well it'll read. My view is that Shay, a listener who has talked previously or emailed me or corresponded with me previously, associated with having to fork out some money for Field of Chaos to try to understand Just Plain Chaos. Well, I don't know. From my perspective, the book for what it is what it is, and it's worth submitting just to see what happens to it. Probably nothing, but it's good actually to get resolved a number of outstanding issues relating to e-publications that I put out in, 2012. It seemed to have wrong page numbers and a variety of idiosyncrasies that I just wanted to remove. So you might be able to find on ABE Books, Field of Chaos, perhaps. I don't know. But for now, I've done everything I promised to do in some regard, which is very curious to me. Tom Barber in Las Vegas, Nevada, signing out.